Facebook Live, good evening, how are we? I know I'm a few minutes late. Sorry about that because I was over on Instagram telling everyone to come over here, and I also was trying to get my webcam going on my computer again. But once again, I left the webcam camera to the last minute, so that didn't happen. So I was going to go Instagram Live on the phone and going to go Facebook on the computer, but didn't happen. So that's why I lagged a bit. But nevertheless, we're here on Facebook, ready to rock and roll with Tender Talk Live. Guys, I'd love to know if you're online, where you're watching from. Try and get a few minutes here, build the audience, make a few shares, and then we will jump right into it. Guys, if you are on right now, love to know where you're actually watching from. As you can see from tonight's topic, we will be talking about facade features and making sure they're correctly implemented in your tender, because you know what you may think you are getting to what you are actually getting may be something different. So definitely making sure we're going to cover off a few points tonight on how what you should look for and specify specific items in your tender. So guys, if you are watching, thank you for joining me. If you see the topic of tonight's conversation and you know someone who's going to be interested, then definitely tag them in the comments below so they can join us for tonight's episode. And if you have got any value or anything helpful along the lines over the past Tender Talks, then I would definitely appreciate a share or a comment, or even let me know. And guys, I'd love to know, is this your first time joining us for Tender Talk? What we do here every Tuesday night at 8 p.m, we choose a topic, and more specifically things around building tenders, and we dig a little bit deeper. You know, you need some information. If you have any questions answered, now it's not just about the topics I choose, it is an open platform, an open playing field for you guys to definitely to drop your questions down below in the comments. Sorry, drop the phone. Definitely leave your comments below. Definitely, you know, it is an open source for you guys to feel free to ask me any sort of question in relation to home building. I'll do my best to answer it if I know, and if I don't know, then I'll definitely you know, try and come back and find out an answer for you. So tonight's topic, as the audience starts growing, guys, I do thank you for taking the time to join me live here for Tender Talk. Tonight's topic is going to be facade features. Now, I wanted to make sure you guys get a bit of an overview on how you should have these things listed in your tender, what you want to look out for, and you really want to get specific as possible. So guys, while I wait for a few more people to join, I'd love to know in the comments below what type of facade features you had on your home, or you are going to have on your home, or things that you're interested in having as a facade feature. I'd love to know in the comments below. Let me know something that you would like to have as a facade feature. There are quite a number of different types of facade features. Obviously, you have you know, bricks and cladding, your standard sort of you know, external sort of uses, but you know, you can have render. We've got tiles, we've got Lucabon, and there's a lot of different type of facade features, materials that we can have. Ricky, how are you, buddy? Yes, definitely a balcony. Actually, balcony wasn't what I was thinking about, but that's actually a very good point. Definitely a balcony can be considered you know, a great facade feature as well too. So definitely a balcony. So we'll take that angle as well tonight when we're talking about a bit more other things, and we'll take the balcony angle because that just opens up a whole another sort of thing. It could be a topic for another night, but you know what? I'll include it in tonight as well too, because, all right, let's just touch on it now. So if you're going to have a balcony included in your front facade, so things that you want to have definitely itemized and listed out. First things first is going to be the handrail. That light is a bit bad behind me. Sorry about that.
Anyway, first things first, you're definitely going to want to have, the main list is the handrail. So what type of handrail is it going to be? Is it going to be a brick handrail? Is it going to be a glass handrail? Is it going to be aluminium balustrade? Definitely these are the things that you want to have noted down into what type of material your handrail is going to be made out of. So that's your first point when it comes to balcony as well. Then other questions you can have is the floor coverings on the balcony. Obviously going to be tiles. Is it going to be covered balcony? Is it a lower balcony? Is it an up the top balcony? And then how it's going to be finished as well too. So is it going to be fully enclosed? Can water run off? A few things like that you may want to consider. So yeah, definitely a good point there, Ricky. And you know what? I'm a big fan of balconies. So that's an awesome point you pointed out there. So, all right, guys, looks like we are getting a few people on here. So let's get into it and dig a little bit deeper into facade features. So I'll just start rattling a few of the facade features off. So like I was saying before, you can have rendered, you can have texture coat, you can have some sort of tile finish, whether it just be a standard sort of tile. I'm trying to get that light out of the way too. Standard sort of light, sorry, not a light, standard sort of tile. Yeah, so definitely a few different features where you go there. So first things first, let's talk about render. Now, render is one pretty straightforward when you want to have itemized in your tender. Obviously, you're going to have a set of plans to go off this to begin with, but getting specified in your tender is always a great way to have. Yes, you have your plans, but specified items in your tender is the way to go. So render, you want to specifically outline where it's going to be rendered. And you want to also specify the finish of the render. What type of render are you going to have? How are you going to have it finished, smooth? And then also paint. How many coats of paint and what paint fixture, texture are you actually going to have on the render? Now we can touch on tiles a little bit. So tiles another one. So where exactly are you going to have the tile feature wall at the front of your... Now, guys, are those lights annoying in the background? I'm sorry for that. I don't know why. Let me just see if that... No. I don't know why those lights are actually like that. Actually, it looks pretty cool. Okay. Anyways, sorry about those lights. Let me see if I can sit like this. So, where were we? Tiles. That's just as bad behind me. Anyways, tiles. So you want to work out where exactly you want the tiles, number one. Number two, you want to work out what type of tile you want to have. Now, there's extremely amounts of different sort of tiles. You know, porcelain tiles, you might want the marble, the Tarantino tiles. There's quite a lot of different sort of tiles. So all these, the difference between these tiles, number one, the supply of the material is going to cost a lot more, and the way they need to be laid is going to cost a lot more. So getting the details in your tender on specifically what you want, instead of just mentioning tiles, because the tender may just assume the cheapest sort. And then later on down the track, you work out what you actually want, and then you're going to be hit with some sort of, variation that you may have not planned for when it comes to the facade feature. Now, cladding as well can be another feature that you can actually utilize at the front of your home to give it that extra sort of texture. So, cladding can be anything from Lucabond, can be hardy plank sort of cladding, blue board that's rendered and painted, but that's different story. But there's a lot of different types of textured materials, made materials that you can use. So Lucabond is one, so obviously you want to specify if you are having Lucabond, it is can get quite expensive. Recommend wouldn't be to use a lot of it, but definitely a little bit of Lucabond in certain spots can have a really, really, really big effect on the way your front facade looks. So specifying that in your tender up front, where and how much you want to use can actually be a big deal. So yeah, so guys, for the guys that are joining me at the moment, we are talking about facade features. Thank you for joining me as well too right now, guys. You're not finished just yet, but I just really want to take the time to let you know how much I appreciate you joining me. As much as I do this for you guys, you have to take the time out to listen to me. If you do have any questions, then definitely leave them in the comments below. I definitely want to answer them for you. It doesn't have to be on the topic that I've nominated for tonight. It can be anything you want to talk about. I'm happy to take the questions that you want answered. Anything that you might be struggling with your tenders at the moment, just you might want that slight thing answered or point you in the right direction. I'm definitely happy to help. And if you don't want to drop the question here tonight, definitely send me a DM or a private message, and I'll definitely do my best to help you. In the upcoming weeks, stay tuned. I'm going to be making Tender Talk services a little bit different, where I can actually provide you your own Tender Talk specifically on your tender. So stay tuned for that. And if you do want any help along the way, definitely leave me a comment or drop me a DM. So guys, also too, if you are here, let me know what your favorite facade feature is in the comments below. I'd love to know what your favorite facade feature is. So just a bit of a recap on what we talked about tonight. Yes, Ricky, mentioned about the balconies. So we talked about balcony and what you want to list in your tender. Obviously, the handrail is a very, very important thing to list in your tender. You don't just want to specify balcony. You really want to narrow it down to what type of handrail, because a standard handrail to a brick handrail to a glass handrail can be a very, very big difference. Then we talked about external cladding, facade features like render, how the render is going to be finished, how it's going to be painted. Then we talked about tiles, what actual tile material you're going to use, how you want it laid, because these are going to make a difference in your cost, different material cost, and also definitely different labor costs as well. Then we covered off cladding, so you've got your hardy plank cladding, or your type of timber cladding, and Luca bond as well too. So there's quite a whole bunch of different, different things as well. A lot of the times you may just say facade features as per planned. It's not a bad idea to get that broken down even more. The more specific you get, the more questions you get, the less hiccups, the less confusion you're going to have later on down the track. So that's why when you're in tendering stage, it's the most important time to raise the questions and to get things added in. So guys, I'd love to know if you found any value in what I was talking about tonight. I'd love to know if you know anyone who would find this topic interesting. Definitely, I'd love for you to tag them in the comments below or share this with them. The more people we get online, the more people we get joining in this conversation, because it's not just about my opinion, it's also about your opinions and your experience in this as well too, because everyone has their own experience. You might have something that may be valuable or helpful to the next person that I might not have thought about. So guys, don't forget that you can head over to our YouTube channel, Simone Media. So just search Simone, wait till it clears up a little bit there. Search Simone Media over on YouTube, where you can catch all the Simone TV episodes, short tips, site visits, past tender talks. So there's a whole bunch of great content up there. Latest video is Simone TV site peg out. I don't know if you can see it very well. So definitely guys, head over there and subscribe, get all the latest information. All right, guys, thanks for joining me for tonight's episode of Tender Talk. I appreciate your time. Any questions you want for next week, leave me a comment, send me a message, and we'll do my best to get you the answers you need. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. Bye for now.